Welcome to Home of Politics, ladies and gentlemen. Continue subscribing, sending me ideas in comment section, sharing, liking, and also don't forget to turn on the notification button so that you remain updated. Enjoy watching. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Twitter account of David Ndii, he has been seen attacking the government so much, specifically the deputy president. This is Rigathi Gachagua. And about how he has been explaining himself on how he has been criticizing the government, then it is clear that he has not been happy about how Rigathi Gachagua addressed him and Moses Kuria the other day when they criticized the government over the high fuel prices. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the attacks that he has just directed to the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, it is clear that he did it intentionally because yesterday Rigathi Gachagua publicly announced that he is going to look for Uhuru Kenyatta, former president, so that he can unite Mount Kenya region for the benefit of their own politics. This is not right according to David Ndii because he feels like even if he has been employed by President William Samoei Ruto, he is in the government, he feels like he should be criticizing any evil act that is being expressed by these leaders. And to start with, he started with Rigathi Gachagua. He said that he will not be afraid to criticize Rigathi Gachagua and any other leader in government because Rigathi Gachagua is his age mate and is his schoolmate. And having the advantage of this, he is going to call him on order, even if it means him taking the consequences after he has criticized this deputy president. And this is not a coincidental, it is not an accident, it is happening only a day after Rigathi Gachagua announced that he is going to reunite with Uhuru Kenyatta. We all know very well that David Ndii was also in the previous regime as an economist. He was advising Uhuru Kenyatta on economic matters and other things on how to run the government. But unfortunately, the previous regime did not listen to David Ndii because of some various reasons. And so when he hears about the reunion of Rigathi Gachagua again with the former president Uhuru Kenyatta, then he feels like the illness or the mistakes that happened in the previous regime might be transmitted to this regime because it is the same Uhuru Kenyatta and he is the same economic advisor who is doing his job right now. And the first reason as to why he decided to fire attacks towards the deputy president, it is the deputy president criticized David Ndii and Moses Kuria previously after they tabled the truth about the fuel cost that had shot very high. And in one way or another, David Ndii is doing a revenge because he was not happy the way he was warned by the deputy president. He is saying that criticizing the government is part and parcel of his job because if he has the ability to advise the government, then he can also criticize the government if the government is not doing what he has advised or following what it have been given out as an advice. And so for me, he is doing it specifically to tell Rigathi Gachagua that it is your time. You criticized me the previous time and I'm criticizing you this time. So he is revenging to call Rigathi Gachagua out on what mistakes he is doing just because he also corrected David Ndii publicly. Another reason we see why he attacked Rigathi Gachagua directly, we see David Ndii really regrets the mistakes of the previous regime. This is because he used to advise President Uhuru Kenyatta on how he could run the economy of the nation, but it all fell on a deaf ear. And he says that he could not listen, and whenever he met with the cabinet secretaries from Uhuru's regime. These cabinet secretaries could lie to the public that they have agreed with David Ndii on matters of economic matters, but in real sense they were just pampering and hiding their own mistakes. And that is why he really says that Uhuru Kenyatta is the one who drove the economy of Kenya into the grave, and the consequences that we are suffering right now, it is the consequences of Uhuru Kenyatta. And so, for David Ndii seeing Rigathi Gachagua drawing near to Uhuru Kenyatta again, he's very much worried because the mistakes that he did in the previous regime can be transmitted to this regime, of which it is going to land this nation in a very bad condition. My good people, we also see David Ndii outlines that the government officials were elected to to oversee the politics issues, economic issues, but more so it was to 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 do away with tribal politics and personality of cult politics. He is specific here because the issue of some leaders in government have been telling others the development on the on the regions basing on the discrimination. Some of the leaders have been propagating politic issues basing on personalities, whereby somebody feels his or her own attitudes towards some other people cannot be interfered with because you come from a different party or a different tribe. These are things that David Ndii is not agreeing with themselves. And to see the issue of Rigathi Gachagua every time prioritizing the agendas of Mount Kenya people instead of the whole Kenya, then it is bringing question marks, because the other day we saw he went to Colombia only to favor the coffee farmers. He also went, I don't know to which country, to look for to look for things to improve in terms of dairy farmers. And right now again he's trying to reach out to Uhuru Kenyatta only to reconcile with the Uhuru Kenyatta to bring the unity of Mount Kenya region only for the interest of specific region in a nation. And David Ndii is against this thing because he sees it as tribal, he sees it as personality factor and other things that are not bringing the success of our own nation. And that is why he is firing attacks so much to this deputy president. Another thing with on how he has just decided to attack Rigathi Gachagua, it is the way he was addressed previously, because when we see how David Ndii and Moses Kuria responded to how the deputy president sounded a tough warning, David Ndii did not apologize. He did not regret on what he did. And this shows us that he will do it and do it again. And for himself, it did not please him when he was warned, when he decided to say the truth of how the economy is going and where we are right now and where we are going. For him, he is going to stand for the truth, and the issue of the leaders in government to come and shut his mouth up because he is talking about the fact and is doing his job, he is not going to allow that. The other day we saw when the deputy president sounded a tough warning against these leaders who were publishing some serious information on social media to make Kenyans so angry and hopeless. This included David Ndii, but he did not regret doing it. And he says he has the freedom, being a citizen of Kenya, to criticize the government because they elected them to be the leaders who should be accountable. They should feel free to be criticized and correct the mistakes so that they cannot realize the repeat of the problem that happened in the previous regime. My good people, we also see this thing is just happening after Rigathi Gachagua has declared his open reconciliation with Uhuru Kenyatta. And this shows us that David Ndii is not comfortable with the issue of Uhuru Kenyatta reconciling with Rigathi Gachagua, because it will lead this government maybe to so many mistakes. My good people, I don't know what to see about the issue of Ndii attacking the government, yet he is still in the government. From my side, I feel like he is trying to pinpoint the weaknesses of the government and just to keep them on check, because he is not fighting his bosses and he is doing his work very well, because he said he can advise, he can criticize, and again he will not keep quiet and he will keep on telling the truth no matter the consequences that will befall his way. Definitely he is a Kenyan and he deserves to criticize the government on the problems that they are facing, the mistakes that they are doing, because the future relies on the nation, the citizens who are here right now. He also said that the previous regime did not give the people the freedom to publicly criticize the mistakes and also to provide accountability. And for this person who is criticizing the government so much is not even afraid, and that is why he's addressing this deputy president the way he wants, because he know there is no any crime that he has committed. My good people, according to you, how do you feel the issue of this economist David Ndii attacking deputy president every time and is not regretting? They are all from Mount Kenya, they are all in Kenya Kwanza regime. Why is he doing it that way? If you agree with me that David Ndii is not in one page with Rigathi Gachagua, working closely with the former president Uhuru Kenyatta, give this video a like so that we can grow together. Thank you so much for watching my video. Good day.